Well, hey there guys, it's your favorite backyard geographers out in the garage, going through my junk, and I thought of you. 1969 would be the year that Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin would be the first humans to ever land on the moon. But back in 1955, Disneyland and TWA, the Trans World Airlines, would create a way to take guests to the moon in just 10 minutes. The only way to get there was with your official TWA Lunar Flight Certificate. So the rocket to the moon was an opening day attraction at Disneyland, and placed out front would have been the iconic rocket. TWA, which was owned by Howard Hughes at the time, would create the 72-foot rocket that could be seen from the freeway. When it was on its platform, it was even taller than Sleeping Beauty's castle. Fun fact, it was designed by Disney legend John Hench. Also, there were two made. TWA at the time would have a second Moonliner called Moonliner 2, and it was placed on top of the headquarters at TWA. Now, in 1955, Tomorrowland represented the future, the world of 1986. By then, TWA expected to provide passenger services to the moon at speeds exceeding 172,000 miles an hour. In 1986, the trip would take 8 hours to the moon. Now, TWA's Rocket to the Moon gives you a preview of that experience in 10 thrilling minutes, all without ever leaving the ground. Outside the attraction, right outside where the rocket was, a plaque would read, "A factual and thrilling ride through space at 13,716 miles per hour. Experience the feel of space travel, see the earth below and the heavens above as you pass Space Terra, coast around the moon and return to planet Earth. The initial blast-off, phenomenal acceleration, sounds and visual sensations are all realistically simulated aboard a rocket. This venture into space is under conditions as calculated for the 1986 by Willy Ley and Dr. Von Braun, internationally known scientists, authorities on space travel. Their vivid conception of this, with our flight in 10 minutes, is based on technically and scientifically correct data. Rocket to the Moon is today's revelation of outer space in the future." TWA would sponsor the attraction until Douglas Aircraft took over from 1962 to 1966. The Moonliner stayed, but had a completely refreshed look. The attraction would be removed in 1966 and a new attraction would replace it called Flight to the Moon, which added audio animatronics to the mission control pre-show and integrated moving seats. This would last until about 1975. Enter Mission to Mars, and that would close its doors in 1992. Disneyland would pay tribute to the Moonliner by recreating a 2/3 scale and put it outside of the 1998 remodel of Tomorrowland at Red Rocket's Pizza. So when the attraction was completely taken away, so did the rocket, and the rocket went to scrap, unfortunately, so there's not any remembrance of it other than the rebuild in 1998. One other thing I wanted to mention is one of the opening day attractions at Disney World as well was called Flight to the Moon, which turned into Mission to Mars in 1975, which was then replaced by what mischievous Disney character? Make sure you comment that below. So what I wanted to share real quick are these two items. The first one is an original, unused 1956 little certificate saying that "Know all ye by these presents that," and then you would write your name, and it says, "has rocketed round trip to the moon from the Disneyland spaceport via TWA rocket ship and is hereby awarded this lunar flight certificate. The distance to the moon is 238,857 miles, is exceeded daily by TWA on its regular Earth flights across the US, Europe, Africa, and Asia." And then it was signed by P.J. Collins, who would have been one of the characters on the attraction itself. Another thing that I wanted to share with you is right here. This is an original Walt Disney's Tomorrowland Rocket to the Moon board game made by Parker Brothers. And I only wanted to show you because it has the rocket outside. This is what the attraction actually looked like. So these would have been your Disneyland guests in line. Next rocket takes place in 5 minutes, and it was a 10-minute sit-down attraction. Another thing I wanted to share would be on the inside of this game, which is the board itself. I just love the artwork on these. And so this is the board to that game. Walt Disney's Tomorrowland Rocket to the Moon game. I just love this artwork. And there's our TWA rocket, and then one of my favorite things is the original entrance to Tomorrowland with the calendar. Well, maybe you remember the original Tomorrowland. Maybe you remember this attraction. Be sure to like this video, comment below, don't forget to subscribe, and we'll talk soon. Now, I don't like how I said that. I did, but I should have said Disneyland too. No, I don't like how I said that.
What were you just talking about right now?